Been no secret that so far this season, Oli Iovino has been turning the ball over a whole bunch. Talked to a few people about it, including Oli. And this is what he had to say about his turnover struggles. He said, "It sucks. It should say it bluntly. I'm expected to go out there, make throws, keep the ball in our possession, and score as many points as possible. Now, with our offense, they're asking me to throw the ball a lot, make a lot of decisions, and I take pride in that I'm honored and privileged that honor has been bestowed upon me. That responsibility is on my shoulders. However, sometimes it can get a little greedy. I feel like sometimes my arm speaks for itself, but sometimes my head isn't on the same page. I feel like I can make every single throw. I don't have to make every single throw. Sometimes I overcompensate. Sometimes I just try too hard. I get bright-eyed. I'm trying to make the best play possible every single time. And sometimes just taking smaller hits, smaller plays to set up bigger plays is what's going to help me in the future. However, I feel like we're still winning games. We're not put in a position where my turnovers, I think, are causing any harm record-wise. So it's kind of just double-edged swords. Obviously, I want them to go down. I'm working every week, every day to get to know defenses better, get to know coverages a little bit better, get to know my players and my teammates better. And with all that cumulative information, that's going to make me a better quarterback. That's going to keep the ball out of the opposing team's hands as long as possible, and going to keep those points on our end continue to go up. I feel like, again, we're still undefeated on the season. We've done incredibly well, especially our air attack, one of the best in the nations. Just due to the talent we have at receiver, the talent we have at tight end, the talent we have in front of me on the offensive line, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm pretty good as well. So I feel like we're in a good spot. However, yeah, there's an issue. No, I wouldn't say it's an issue, but it definitely is something I'm working on. And then spoke with Alex Howell, a running back that's been with Iovino for a few years. He had a different approach to it. He said, I would love to see the ball put in my hands more. I don't think Oli can make every single throw. And this isn't me trying to trash a teammate. I think he's awesome, but I feel like you need a balance. And we don't really run the ball too often. I feel like I'm very capable. I feel like I have talent and I have skills that can help this team win. Sometimes I feel like they're putting Oli in a position to succeed more than they're putting the team in a position to succeed. Again, I like Oli. I think he's great. But sometimes it can just get a little out of control how the play calling is. I then asked Alex, there have been times where it seems like Oli has checked out of plays in favor of him. He said, yeah, he does. And again, that's why I don't put it mostly on Oli. I feel like sometimes, especially at the goal line, he's got me a few touchdowns, which is nice. But again, I feel like a more balanced running attack. I usually get carries on very short yardage situations, whether the goal line, whether it be a 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, 3rd and 2, things like that, or if we're winning big towards the end of the game. I feel like sometimes the coaches see what having a 5-star can do for them. You know, having a 5-star quarterback is great and all, especially when you're looking to go into the college ranks, especially when you're looking to get a head coaching job somewhere else. So it's a little frustrating. I won't lie on that. But we're winning games, and that's we're just going to keep it at that. And then turned around and asked Coach Spinelli, the head coach here at Garfield High, about the turnovers. Said it's an issue, and it's something that we preach on every single day. He gets chewed out just the same as everyone else does. He is no special, has no special treatment because he's a quote-unquote 5-star. Everyone's a 5-star in my book on my team. No one's more privileged than the other in that regard. However, we do understand he has an immense talent, and we think unlocking that and letting him be him is what makes this team go. Letting him throw the ball as often as we do is what makes this team good. It's what has put this team in a position to win and compete for a state championship. So that's what we're going to continue to do. He's going to get better. He's going to make better decisions. And so far, it hasn't hurt us, but there's going to be an opponent out there where it will, and I'm sure he's going to jump up and jump at the opportunity to get better. That is all he does. It's all he knows. It's all he ever can do is just be better and improve. It's in his nature. It's something that he, again, will continue to do till the day he stops. And I don't see him stopping anytime soon. Talking to Oli a little bit more, I wanted to kind of monitor his academics. What is he interested in? What are some of his favorite classes, least favorite classes, things like that? How much do academics hold in his life? And this is what he had to say about it. He said academics are obviously extremely important. I feel like a lot of times you see these athletes, high-profile athletes, and it's never about what they want to do outside of sports. I know sports are going to end for me one day. Hopefully it's a lot later than sooner, but one day they're going to end. My father, an accountant, he's been able to do that, have a steady job, and put me and my family in positions that we can do what we wanted to do, and I want to do the same. After my athletic career is over, whether that be in whatever sport I decide on sticking with, whatever level I'm able to get in that said sports, it's what it will be. But I feel like having that career as an accountant is something that I'm looking forward to. So obviously things like math, very important for me. Numbers are in sports everywhere. Maybe even a statistics guy, obviously a big baseball guy, big football guy. Statistics are very prominent, and maybe that's a good way to kind of use my math brain and stay in sports longer than maybe my expiration date says. So those a couple things I'm looking at, a couple routes. Obviously enjoy gym class as much as I do, but things like chemistry I often found, or more physics than chemistry. Again, more math there. But science was always something I was interested in. Not the biggest in literature, even though I do enjoy reading. English class was never really my jam. But yeah, so those are some of the classes I like taking, some of the routes that I enjoy studying in. And asking him, did any of the schools that he has been wooed by or potentially looking at offer anything like that? He said, haven't really looked much into it at this point. I feel like even with what I said, that my sports career won't be the defining factor for me in the long term. I feel like in the short term, where I want to go to school will heavily kind of revolve around what sport I decide to choose and which program in that sport is going to give me the best opportunity to compete for a championship, to get to even the next level after that if I'm able to do that. So there's no schools that I've been looking at, seeing what programs they offer, things like that, but it is what it is. And then I asked him about those recruiting battles. Like what has the process looked like? And here's what he had to say. He said, Notre Dame was super cool. I took a visit up there in between our week 4 and week 5 games, and it was super cool. As you know, I'm a big believer in my faith in Notre Dame, #1 Catholic school in the world, it seems, and so something that definitely I enjoy, and I just love the history around it. I've gotten some really cool messages on social media from college coaches, even some of the athletes already on the team there, talking about they want to play with me, want to play for me, want to get to know me. And we'd have some calls here and there. I did get a pretty cool package from Florida International, which was really weird. Not that it's really weird, but definitely a school that has been on me as of late. Sent me this big, it was weird, like card that we got. We opened it up, and it had like all the attractions in Florida and around the Miami area, all the things. Kind of like one of those birthday cards you open up, and like there's like a structure in there. That was super cool, I guess is the word for it. But it's been humbling knowing, and definitely a really cool experience seeing all these teams try to court me, try to get to know me, and try to get myself to those schools. So it's an experience that I'm trying to focus more on the games right now, but it's something that's been happening. It's been pretty cool. Heading into the final week, the rivalry game on Thanksgiving against Jersey City. It's been 3 years. Iovino has yet to defeat Jersey City. And he said it's very personal. He said, I cannot lose this game, he told me. He said, these guys are our rivals. It's one of those situations here, Garfield, Jersey City, where you can go 1-8 on the season. That one win is against Jersey City. You had a successful year. Go 8-1, but if that one loss is against Jersey City, you had a bad year, and that's how it's been the last 3 years. I've been starting ever since I got to this high school, and I've yet to beat these guys. My first year, I got trounced. I threw several interceptions. I think the number actually ended up at 6. The last 2 chances I had them were close. With last year, they ran an impeccable fourth quarter to come back. And I was devastated. I didn't come out of my room for what seemed like a week. I spent all of Thanksgiving break just by myself. So this is definitely a game I needed. I needed it. And he came out and showed off against Jersey City. Here we are in the second quarter, 3rd and 6. He's going to launch this one down the field, and Dean Nguyen is going to pull it down. Iovino struggled a little bit early, only had 50% of his passes to this point, but really locked in. This was a tough matchup against Jersey City, as it always is. Ostrander moving up to get a ridiculous catch, 19 yards for Craig, as the chains keep on moving. 1st and goal here now towards the end of this drive. What is he going to do with it? He's going to stop. He's going to throw across his body. Dangerous throw, something that Oli Iovino is used to, but does hook up with Nguyen in the back of the end zone, and a 10-0 lead for Garfield early here in the second quarter. Let him roll out, stop, fire, and as he got hit, Jersey City responds with 7, and Ollie's going to respond with another hookup with Nguyen. 12 yards this time. All 3 catches coming in the last 2 drives for Thien. Ollie's going to check out of this run play. You can go play action. And they had it for a second, but he will be sacked. Here in the 3rd quarter now, still not much going offensively for the Boilermakers, but finally able to get the ball back and have eclipsed 160 pass yards. With Gio Soria getting his first reception of the game. Oli was incredibly poised in this one. Look at that, flicking it right over the defense, floating it just enough, and having that fall into the hands of Ostrander there while getting hit. This is one of the better performances we've seen from Oli. I talked to his dad, Mr. Iovino. He said that this is the most locked in he's seen Oli for any game he's ever been around. Said that Oli was constantly in his room. Everything was regimented. He had to have dinner at a certain time. It was the same meal. Everything was locked in. Everything was calculated. Everything was routined. He wanted to be prepared for this game against Jersey City. He knows how much it means, not for him or his teammates, but for the town of Garfield to beat those bums over there at Jersey City, he told me. His mother said it got a little scary at a point where I was, had to ask him if he was okay. And there are times that he would just ignore me, not because he was being rude, because he was just so dialed in. He was thinking about every play, every possible outcome. And with that, Garfield was able to take down Jersey City. It was a tight one. It was a tough one. Some plays by Iovino that he had to make, and he went out and made them. Gets this touchdown pass to Weisbecker right there. Switching the play up, noticing that there was no one on that right side, and flicking it on the run. And then here on the 2-point conversion to try to tie a bow on this, he's going to roll out to his right, and he sees some grass in front of him. He takes off into the corner. Get a nice little pump fake, and that's going to do it. Jersey City falls, and Iovino caps off an undefeated regular season. We'll see you next time as the story continues with Oli Iovino.